Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to do a martial arts perseverance test with 500 kicks. Well, probably more than 500. So for this, please make sure that you're warmed up properly. I am doing some warming up exercises here, but if this is not enough for you, make sure that you warm up before you attempt doing this video. First of all, make sure that your neck, your arms, your torso, your hips and your legs are all feeling good and warmed up. I like to do these arm circles forward and backward, sideways, just to make sure to get the blood flowing. And then I turn my torso to the left and to the right, and I follow through the movement. As you can see here, I'm moving my hips as well. And then I make sure that my hips are also feeling good. Do a big stretch to both sides. Make sure that my knees are feeling good, and I am just bending them forward and sideways, and breathe out with each move. Then I lean forward a little bit just to get my spine feeling much better, because I know that that's one of the things that you tend to forget, that you have to warm up your whole body, not just your legs, when you do serious kickings like what we are going to do here. So make sure that everything is warmed up. Breathe out with all of the moves, not just with the kicks, but during the warm-up session as well. I like to stretch my thighs as well in this way. I put my heel down, put it up, and just lean forward a little bit. Let's do it on the other side as well. Lean forward, push your heel down. You can lift it up a little bit and push it down again. It's very good for your calves. Then a little bit of movement with the thighs. Breathe out with each move, and then shake it off. After this, put your knees together, lean forward. You can bend the knees. Feel how your legs feel how your hips feel, how your spine feels when you lean forward. Breathe out, come back up, shake it off, shake it all off, and now we are starting the 500 kicks. So get ready. If you need to stop during this video, you can just pause, get some drinks, and then come back to it. The first kick is going to be the apchegi, which is the front kick. The front kick is one of the first kicks learned in Taekwondo, and if mastered, it can become one of the most powerful kicks in certain situations. You have to raise the knee to waist level, pull the toes back, and quickly extend the foot, attacking the midsection area of the opponent, such as the abdomen or the sternum. If the knee is raised higher, you can kick higher and aim for the highest section area of the opponent, such as the chin or the head as the target. In order to not injure toes while executing the front kick, it is usually delivered through the ball of the foot, which is called apchuk in Korean, or with the flat upper side, namely the instep of the foot, baldung. You can also practice this kick with the base of the heel, which is called vichuk, as the first point of contact with the front kick. Suitable targets for the ball of the foot are the abdomen, the sternum, the chin, and the head. The instep of the foot is more suited to the chin and the groin area. For the heel of the foot, it's best if it goes into the abdomen or the head. The next kick is going to be the roundhouse kick, which is called dolyochegi in Korean. This is a beginner to intermediate level technique, which is the most practiced Taekwondo kick in the dojang. This kick requires the Taekwondo practitioner to raise the knee by chambering, turning the hips, pivot on the non-kicking foot, and then snap the kick horizontally into the target. The idea would be to rotate the hip as well as the leg during the kick in order to take advantage of the hip's additional mass in terms of providing explosive power to the kick. As in all Taekwondo kicks, one will also try to get one's hip into the kick, resulting perhaps in a slight shift of weight forward for more power and distance. Suitable targets for the roundhouse kick are the chest, the abdomen in the midsection, and the head in the high section. The next technique is going to be the yopchegi, which is the sidekick. This is a very powerful kick when done properly. You have to raise the knee and rotate the body 90 degrees while extending the leg to strike the opponent with most commonly the foot blade as the striking surface. The kick is delivered sideways in relation to the body of the person kicking. It's one of the most adaptable kicks in Taekwondo, useful as both an offensive move or as a defensive counter to an approaching opponent, sparring or in self-defense. The kick is commonly seen during board breaking, promotion tests and demonstrations. This kicking technique could strike with the outside edge of the foot, which is called a foot sword, or with the bottom of the heel. The standard side kick is performed by first chambering the rear kicking leg diagonally across the body, then extending the leg in a linear fashion toward the target while flexing the abdominals. There are different variations of the side kick. It all depends on the situation and what you want to practice. Another way of doing the side kick is with the front leg, which can stop an approaching opponent quickly and effectively. This requires to chamber the front leg and then extend the leg to kick. Next kick is going to be the bitoro chagi, which is called the twisting kick. This is similar to the roundhouse kick that's performed inside to outside rather than outside to inside. Like a roundhouse kick, the twisting kick can be performed with either the ball of the foot or the top of the foot. To perform this kick, you have to raise your knee just as you would for a roundhouse or a front kick, but instead of turning your hip inward as you would for the roundhouse kick, you turn your hip outward instead and kick outward away from your body. To make this possible, the off leg must often be bent into a slight crouch with the off foot turned in the opposite direction of the kick in order to achieve the necessary hip rotation. This is a very tricky kick, so make sure that you practice it well.
Shut up and sit down.
The next kick is going to be the discharge, which is the back kick. You have to turn the body away from the target and thrust the back leg straight toward the target, hitting it with the bottom of the heel while watching over your shoulder. This kick is often used to strike opponents by surprise as a counter kick by moving back with most commonly with a backward step, then stopping and approaching the opponent with a kick. So this means that the back kick can be delivered both as an offensive or a defensive technique. Remember to look over your shoulder when delivering a back kick to accurately target where you're kicking and to maintain firm balance. The next technique is going to be the Nora Csiszar, which is the axe kick. The axe kick is popular due to Taekwondo tournament sparring, competitions, and this kick is also known as the hammer kick. It is characterized by a straightened leg descending onto the opponent like the blade of an axe or like the motion of a hammer. As a stretch kick, the axe kick can increase muscle control, flexibility, and the range of motion. You can practice stretching simply by lifting the legs up and down. Flexibility could also be improved when you have a partner to help hold your legs in the air. Remember to thoroughly do some warm-up and basic stretching activities before lifting your leg too high. Make sure that you're warmed up well before attempting to put power into this kick, because if you're lifting your legs too high, you can pull a muscle, so stretching and warm-up are always a must. This unique kick begins with one foot rising as high as possible and going down straight. The next technique is the gorochegi, which is the hook kick. The hook kick has found increasing favor in modern Taekwondo competitions and demonstrations. You should practice it often and master the kick. When you do this technique, make sure that once the kicking leg is at full extension, the knee is bent and the foot snapped to the side, impacting the target with most commonly the bottom of the heel, which is called dvichuk. The hook kick strikes with various surfaces, including the bottom of the heel, the back of the heel, or the flat sole of the foot, depending on the situation. The hook kick is intentionally aimed slightly off target in the direction of the kicking's foot's toes and then whipped back to the target. The hook kick can be delivered with a near straight leg at impact or with a hooked finish where the knee bends before the impact to catch the target from behind. The outward crescent kick is also referred to as a swing kick and has some similarities to the axe kick. You have to raise the extended leg as high as possible, a bit across the center line of the body from the inside, and then sweep explosively outward in a circular arc movement, hitting the target on the side for impact. This kick hits with the outside edge of the foot, namely the foot blade or foot sword. The force is generated by both legs' hip abduction. Suitable targets for the kick includes the head, the temple, the side of the neck, and the shoulder area of the opponent. Next kick is going to be the invert crescent kick, which is called the Anuro Savochagi. This is also referred to as swing kick. You have to extend the leg as high as possible across the center line of the body from the outside to inside and do this sweeping motion in a circular arc movement, hitting the target on the side of the impact. As you can see here, I'm putting my hand out, that is my target, and I'm using it to help with the kick. We are using the inner edge of the foot. The force is generated by both legs' hip abduction. The suitable target for the kick is the opponent's head. And now we are going to combine the two kicks. So first we're going to do an Anuro Savochagi, so the inward crescent kick, and then the Bakuro Savochagi, which is the outward crescent kick. They are very nice when you put them together. So let's try doing it together. First move forward with the inward crescent kick and then turn and use the other leg for the outward crescent kick. Make sure that you keep your balance and breathe out. Now something different. We are going to do some knee strikes. This is called morup in Korean. This is a very different type of kick when you have to raise the knee in an upward motion, striking the opponent to the mid or high section. So we are not kicking out, this is just a knee up. Of course, there are different variations of a knee strike. You can go forward when you have to put your hips thrusting forward, or you can just lift your knee up, or there are different ways when you can jump into the kneeing technique, or you can do it from the side as well. All depends on the situation. They are typically performed in patterns, self-defense, breaking boards, promotion tests, and demonstrations. This kneeing strike could potentially knock out a person if targeted to the sternum, chest, nose, jaw, or head area, which is lethal during combat situations. You have to lift up your knee as high as possible to join the thigh with the leg. The knee is a modified hinge joint which permits flexion and extension as well as slight internal and external rotation. The knee, morup, has a hard surface which is suitable for striking the attacker. Combine the hard surface with the strength of the leg going upwards. This knee upward strike could be used as an effective self-defense move. As you can see, I'm putting both my arms out and pretending that I'm holding on to the opponent's shoulders and then pulling the opponent closer into my knee. In this other variation, I'm doing the same thing, but doing it from the side. So my knee is not going forward like before, but going to the side. This can also be combined with putting both your arms out, like you are holding the opponent's shoulder, but both hands on the same shoulder, not like previously when we were holding two shoulders at the same time. Try to practice, see what works for you the best. The last technique is going to be the Pandedolio-chegi, which is the reverse roundhouse kick or reverse turning kick. As you can see, this is a different type of technique. We are turning around like what we did with the inward and outward crescent kick when we put it together. So this could start as a back kick, it could end up as a reverse side kick, or if you decide to lift up the leg and make it into a circular arc motion, then it can become a reverse roundhouse kick. And we are done. That was a lot of kicks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are tired. I hope you are as tired as me, because if you did this 30-minute kicking video, then you are awesome. That means that you are disciplined and that you're able to persevere and keep going. If you haven't done all the kicks, that's okay. Later you can start the video again and do the kicks again. It's important to keep doing it at your own pace, but also to always strive for more. So always try to do more and more kicks. It's more about the quality of the kicks, not the quantity. But in this video, it was more about both quantity and quality. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know a comment down below. What was your favorite kick? What did you find difficult? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for this channel for more videos.